Hello, IFVP friends and members. Today I'm talking to Heather Martinez, who is a member of the visioneering team at OG Systems. And hopefully you'll get a chance, if you come to the Austin, Texas 2015 IFVP conference, you'll get a chance to meet her in person. But this is an opportunity to meet her virtually and visually. So Heather has a terrific story about being a graphic practitioner, a visual practitioner, and I'm going to ask her to just start to tell the story, and then if I find things that might be interesting to add in, I'll ask a question. But this is your moment to share.
I appreciate that, and it's my pleasure to share it because it's my special story. But I think that anybody could really relate to it in our group, mainly because we've all have a very special story of how we've come to this work. For me personally, I was working in a corporate job. I was about 6 months in as a graphic designer. And one of the rare days that I didn't have my headphones on, had them off, I overheard someone a few cubicles away say that they hired a graphic recorder to do that. They were talking to someone over the phone. And I thought, wow, that's a term I'd never heard before. This was about 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago, typed it in, Googled it, and the first impression that I had was of Christina Merkley drawing out her graphic history. And immediately I was blown away and hooked. Signed up for her foundation class and then proceeded to sign up for every online workshop I could find on the internet that had anything to do with sketchnoting, graphic recording, anything. And immediately, I think by that weekend, I was exchanging emails with Lynn Carruthers, who awarded me a scholarship to the conference, Aloha, I think that was 2011.
2011.
So I'm so in love with Lynn and the way she really welcomed me into the organization. And I think that for me, even though that was a special time, it was very new for me, I didn't really understand the level at which she was welcoming me into this amazing organization until she gave her speech in New York around the time that she became president of the IFVP.
Which is 2013.
Yeah, and it was so amazing to be a part of her story in terms of how do we come to the IFVP. And so that meant a lot to me to be able to go there. Now, the month and a half leading up to the conference, because it was a very short timeline between the time I got addicted to all of this work and tried to learn as much as I could, I thought, I'm going to research as many graphic recorders, see what it is they're doing, what are their styles. And I thought to myself, if I meet one of these, I will be so thrilled to meet a graphic recorder. Well, little did I know that most of the people that I researched were in the room at Aloha. Wow, and I was starstruck. Started my very first hands-on class was GR 101. Very excellently, it's an excellent, what's the word? Excellently designed. I mean, and I have to say that Rachel Smith and Lisa Aurora were impeccable in the delivery of that work. My first starstruck moment was when Brandy Agerbeck came to, at the end of the day, she came along with some of the other artists. I'd been following her for some time, and she said something, and I quoted her, and I still say this to new graphic recorders all the time, and that is, don't be a boxaholic. Loved that. And if you know Brandy's work, she doesn't draw a lot of boxes. At least doesn't draw a lot of boxes around things. So I love the organic way that she said that. When I met up with Jorn Nielsen, I had been studying his work. I swear, I got so giddy. I got weak in the knees, and I literally said to him, Jorn, can I be the president of your fan club? I was so excited. And to be a part of the conference and to be in a big room with all of those people, all of the graphic recorders and facilitators, it was like being a part of, it was literally the Scribe Tribe. I felt like I was immediately part of that. And so this was my story in terms of how I've come to it. And ever since, it's going to the conferences has been a way to connect with those people. And it's amazing how enduring those friendships have been and how easy it is to connect with people in a very short amount of time that's doing very similar work, and that you've always got someone to either talk to or learn from. That's an amazing resource.
That's great. And I appreciate that on behalf of the IFVP, of course. And speaking of your own trajectory, you want to just talk a little bit about your development as a visual practitioner and where you stand today with that?
Sure. So immediately after I went to, I attended Aloha, I logged in over 1,000, it was closer to 1,500 hours in the first year of just practice time. And being in Southwest Colorado, I didn't have a lot of opportunities to utilize my work. I was trying to do it on the job. I wasn't getting a lot of support on my job. And so I literally just went all out and started making a portfolio based on TED Talks and TV shows, radio shows, anything that I could find. And I used that to leverage a small portfolio to get a local gig, non-paying, but it was really in my wheelhouse in terms of art and business and talking to artists about creating business plans. I loved the idea of that. At that time, I just started developing Art Career Theorem, which is a career planning tool based in graphic facilitation. And I thought, I want to see what these professionals are saying to artists about business. So I went, and after the first class, my graphic recordings were given to the local, it was like the Small Business Association, and they ran up that up to the flagpole to the state level. And I would say 2 months later, I was in Breckenridge graphic facilitating 200 people for a 2-day offsite on how to move the arts forward in Colorado. And that was a much bigger project than I think I could even do today, but at the time I didn't know it. From there, I've literally, from Colorado, I'd had benchmark opportunities to graphic record. I only said yes to the things that were big because I didn't have a whole lot of time. I was working full time, but it didn't take long. After a year of only having 4 or 5 really great pieces, I went to New York, I went to Dominican Republic and graphic recorded for a week on the beach. That was great. Great for someone who'd only been doing it for about 6 months in terms of having a gig since my first gig. And that was fun, but I wasn't able to do it every day. So I wanted to build a practice. I was finding that I wasn't getting the support that I needed in-house at the corporation that I was working at. And so I started just fantasizing, what would that look like? So I would draw that up. I drew up, these are the people on the team. These are the roles. These are the things that we need to develop. And started doing some research and going out and looking at other teams that are working with strategic visualization in the field, and started reaching out to companies that I felt were a good fit, and got recruited by OG Systems and shared my dream with them. And so here I am today, and being able to graphic record, graphic facilitate. I may not do it every day, but I know that it's within my horizon. Within a week, I'll be doing something like that. And so every week I've got some kind of project of that sort or graphics of some nature to be able to put in my portfolio. And the ability to work with a team and have that type of interaction has been my biggest growth opportunity so far.
That's great. Yeah. A parting word or two about the future of the field. The future of the field. How's that? Oh, wow. Because you did a lot of homework. That's why I'm asking. I did do a lot of homework. And I also see myself as being someone who's very young in the field, with this only coming into it for, this has been 4 years now. 4.5 years. So to make a prediction, I would say that I saw a huge influx. I mean, I was told that the tipping point happened in Hawaii because of the growth of that particular conference. However, if you watch TV at all or see movies, there's a lot more hand-drawn happening, a lot more hand-drawn items, a lot more animation that's hand-drawn. I almost see just as much hand-drawn things as CG things now, which I'm really surprised at. My prediction for the future would be that, and we saw this at UViz, there are a lot of industries that are already using this that we are not even aware of as visual practitioners, that it's already being done. And the world is a very small place when we come together in conferences and online, but the reality is with as many meetings that are happening a day, it's happening at a very growing rate. And so I would anticipate that there's gonna be a lot more newcomers in the next couple of years, and that's just gonna continue to grow. Thank you. Yeah. Heather Martinez, I'm Dean Myers, a member of the IFVP, and just a quick plug, please join us in Austin, Texas, 2015. We look forward to having you join our tribe, participating and growing with us. Thanks. Thank you, Dean.